So the next theological challenge that the church had to face after affirming the divinity, the full deity of Jesus at the Council of Nicaea, was his full humanity. Was Jesus really human in the same way we are? Was his humanity absolutely and thoroughly like us? Or was there something else slightly different, maybe better or altered, that was going on? Well, one of the proponents of an alternative theology was called Apollinarius. Apollinarius' approach to Christology was that Jesus was absolutely fully divine, no doubt about that. However, his humanity was something slightly different than we might first expect. He proposed something called Docetism. Now, Docetism was, the word docete is the word to seem. It seems like Jesus was fully human, but really, when you dial it down, he wasn't. So Apollinarius was proposing something actually quite different than normal, biblical Christology. But it had to be wrestled with within the church because it was gaining a foothold. So what Apollinarius would propose, and I guess you could say his motives were sincere, because what he wanted to do was actually to try and protect God from sinful humanity. So his proposal was this, that Jesus' body, his human body, was a normal human body. However, his interior, his soul, the innermost being, his mind, his psyche, was not human. That had been evicted, or maybe it never existed, and it was replaced by the Logos, the divine Son of God. And the interior of Jesus was God, and the exterior of Jesus was human. So you could see a human body and hear a human voice, and you had human hair, but the internal will, the mind, the psyche, even the spirit was not human, it was God. Because Apollinarius proposed that our sinfulness was really an issue of the heart, an issue of the mind, an issue of the inner world that we have, and so he replaced that with God's inner world, and therefore there was no contamination, right? So this is docetic theology. The best illustration would be a hand in a glove. The glove is the body of Jesus, the hand is the life of God, and so Jesus was animated by the life of God, but you couldn't say he was fully and truly human as we are, but that didn't seem to bother Apollinarius. So again, the church fathers, they gathered together. In particular, they were called the Cappadocian Fathers, Gregory of Nyssa, Basil of Caesarea, and Gregory of Nazianzus. Three absolutely stunning theologians. Gregory of Nazianzus in particular took him to task and said, no, this is absolutely heretical doctrine, and it is false and needs to be rejected. We need to understand that Jesus was human from head to toe and inside out, and absolutely and thoroughly like one of us. He was profoundly and completely human. He was appointed to our condition. He wasn't an anesthetized version of our condition. He wasn't somehow different from us. He was one of us, and so he had to be one of us in order to do the saving work that was required. So this went in front of a number of councils until the climactic one was the council at Constantinople in 381, where under the guidance of Gregory of Nazianzus and his brilliant theology, Apollinarius was again affirmed as being a heretic, and Docetism as a heresy. And so the church bolted again into its foundation that Jesus is not only fully and absolutely divine, he is also fully and truly and absolutely human. Wherever God is, Jesus is that. Whatever a human being is, Jesus is also that. And so his identity was clarified and with more, detail and precision affirmed to the church as Jesus being God the Son, fully divine and fully human, just like one of us. So in the next video, I want to take this a little step further, and this can actually become a controversial conversation in the modern church, interestingly. And so we'll tune into a little bit more detail on what Gregory of Nazianzus said in light of what often the North American evangelical church might believe. So I'll see you soon. Till then, peace.